Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. A little bit of a different day. I'm outside again, and I really wanted to focus on the idea that we need to understand each other better. I'll probably be looking around a lot in this video because I'm not used to filming in public like this. I don't know why, but when I live streamed, it was pretty good, but recording is like a different experience for sure. But essentially, I really don't like when it's so common to meet someone that doesn't understand that anger, sadness, or frustration comes from trauma or childhood or experiences, you know? I just wanted to push the idea that like it's just so unhealthy to be so misunderstood constantly. It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like I always get this constant reminder that there's people out there that are not willing to understand, and of course that comes with time, right, and maturity. But I get frustrated very easily because I see the same mistakes that I've made too, you know? We're all guilty of being a hypocrite sometimes, you know? We say things, we do certain things, but in reality we don't. And I just want to push the idea that we really need to focus on improving upon that aspect, improving upon, hey, we come from different backgrounds, different countries, different childhoods, and different ways of being raised. Why can't we come together for once and try to understand each other? You know what I mean? I see that often, right, from especially like family, right? You see that family doesn't understand the dynamic between your mother and father. You know, sometimes when you meet your cousins or your uncles or your grandmother, grandfather, whatever, or sometimes even exes, or like relationships when you meet other people, it's like uncommon. It's uncommon sometimes to understand each other fully and have that boundary of being like, yeah, we can talk about everything here. Yeah, we can understand each other perfectly. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I just wish we could really improve upon that. Side note, I really love this bike. I've been biking around every night now, and it's like, not every night, ever so often, but it's really an enjoyable experience. I recommend you going night biking sometime, or just biking in general. It's very soothing, you know? Not just the walk where you see everything, but the ride down, the uphills, the battles. Like, it's a very like mentally rewarding experience, I would say. But back on the point of understanding each other, I just wish sometimes I was understood more, you know? Like, I wish it was understood that I came from a different background. I came from a different childhood, a different experiences, you know? Sometimes you meet teachers that just don't even care. They don't think about like what's going on at home, what's going on in their life, right? You see all these different children, these different classmates, right? You see that they miss class, and you draw the conclusion that they don't want to learn, they don't want to improve. That's the conclusion to bring upon that. I don't think that's true. It's definitely a sign that they're prioritizing other needs, they're working a job, they're doing other things, right? Obviously there's different examples of drug use and all that, but even drug use is like the number one sign that they're going through something, or it's carried on from their parents, or it's carried on from their bad environments with friends or something. It's just, I don't understand like how we can't just bring each other together and try to work on something, you know? Try to work on our differences and realize that we're all trying to improve in some way, some manner. I'm so glad that I have this better understanding of where I am at in life. That I have a good relationship now with my father, even though we've gone through rough patches. Those times where I was suffering, I needed to understand where he's coming from, and he needed to understand where I'm coming from too, right? There's both sides to the story, but sometimes that's what helps me, is that knowing where they're coming from, a place of ignorance, a place of not seeing motivation and trying to learn or trying to make things better. It's just, you know, it comes from different environments as well, but I really want that environment to be shown that, hey, it's okay to be different. Hey, it's okay to be mad sometimes. It's okay to be mean. It's okay to, you know, because this means that you're going through something as well. It doesn't mean that we should just shoo off this person and be like, yeah, you're wrong. You're wrong for that. You're horrible. We're just going to put you in this mental prison, and that's it. You do the work, and I'll see you later when you're better. It's like, Sometimes I really think that we should treat people like family, you know? I don't really believe much in religious talk, but when it comes to that concept that, you know, God created all these children and we need to come together and try to work together, I agree with that part, you know? Sometimes we need to realize that this is 100 years of time. This is the people. 100 years of time, all these people are going to die, right? We're going to be in a whole different area. We're going to be in a whole different generation. So let's work together and take care of this family of 100 years, you know what I mean? Let's work on that. So I appreciate you listening to me rant a little bit at midnight, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.